hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. So this is where I talk about twin flame process, and these are the monthlies by sun sign for September 2023. If anybody wants to get a more in-depth personal reading or do a Skype session, all my information is on my website and the link to that is in the description box below. So I hope you have a very good month. Lots of love and see you in the next video. Hi Aries, this is your reading for September 2023. So for Aries, what have we got? Aries. Alright, so we've got transformation for you this month. Something is completely dead and gone, they're saying, from your life. Dead and buried. Let's have a look, what is it? Right, I've got resolution coming for you as well. So they're showing me in my head the Five of Pentacles, which is the card that signifies separation of twin flames. But I've got a great big, in that card, there's light coming through the window. This is a huge blast of light. There's some kind of understanding coming through, I feel. And there was a rainbow as well over them. Feels like you're going to come into some kind of resolution inside of yourself, some understanding in terms of what it's all been about, and something is leaving in regard to that. They're saying a template, so some kind of way that you've been thinking, this way that you've been understanding your twin flame separation is changing, and you're going to have the rainbow is signifying a good outcome, so you're going to be feeling better about it somehow, and you're going to be understanding what it was all about and why you had to go into that separation. And it just feels like you're going to become one with yourself somehow, like come into a lot of feeling good. So twin flame, right? It looks like an outsider thing. It's like a two people thing. Or it's about another person. But actually the whole thing is that it's about inside of yourself first and foremost. So it's about you coming together inside of yourself and harmonizing both sides of yourself, both your masculine and your feminine, and bringing them into the center so that you operate equally from both at all times without any, you wouldn't even notice basically that you had two separate energies, because it just feels like it's the same thing all the time, which is akin to present moment awareness, the same thing all the time. Just this one kind of behavior. The word is acceptable, but I don't mean acceptable behavior. I mean accepting everything that is. So you're not going to fly off the handle about anything, and you're not going to get sad about anything. Getting sad would be feminine, flying off the handle, getting angry would be masculine. So it's all just the same thing, all one thing. Every reaction to everything that happens is the same reaction. So something is coming like that. So it's like you're understanding that there's two parts of yourself, which is actually what it is inside of yourself, because you're the two people inside of yourself. So you're the masculine and the feminine. And that means that you're the person, the one that's outside of you, that you consider your twin, lives inside of you as well as outside of you. You live inside of them as well as outside of them. So you are them and they are you, right? And they are also them and you are also you. That's what it's, the connection. So, and it is as physical as it is vibrational. So, people talk it's a vibrational connection and we've got a shared vibration, but we're two very different people. No, you've got a shared vibration. You're the same people. You've got them inside. They've got you inside. You don't always show the same aspect of self, because you're both working with masculine and feminine, but sometimes they will show an aspect that's very similar to you, the feminine, and sometimes you will show an aspect that's very similar to them, the masculine. So you're basically, and the whole thing about twin flames is when you get angry at them or you get sad about them, it's about yourself, right? So it's about healing yourself. So it's about love, basically. So this love, that you feel for the other person, it's the true essence of that. The need for that, that happening is about loving yourself. So you're going to get something kicking off that's about that understanding. A lot of love coming for yourself this month, Aries. Really, it feels like embodying the feminine in terms of allowing yourself to move into like a feeling space and operate from a much more emotional place than you have in the past. But not in a like washed out, over emotional way, just in a like accessing your higher self, basically, your feminine self. I think this is because Aries is a very masculine sign, also the sign of the ego, which is the mind, fiery, assertive, all that kind of stuff, very masculine. And it's not a natural place for you to be in your emotions. You're much more driven, you're much more aspirational, you're much more like forceful, moving forward. You're much more like ego in the terms of like, let's get this done, let's achieve this, let's make this happen. And a lot of the time to do that and be that, you have to push through whatever the emotion is. So you have to sometimes kind of move, like not acknowledge emotions so much, because acknowledging emotion doesn't get the activity done. So this just feels like you stepping into your emotions and finding it's a place that you can thrive rather than a place that has to be kind of like sidelined. All right, so it's going to be, you're going to be moving into your emotions. You're going to get an understanding around what love truly is, basically. Two of Wands, so taking a step forward, you could say. Clarity, Knight of Swords. Let me just move this thing off my screen that's popped up. Hang on, so I can see where I'm putting the cards. Otherwise, I can't see. They're in the right. Okay. Clarity, Knight of Swords. So you're getting some clarity on just basically moving through life, and what it is to be alive, and what it is to be a twin flame, basically, and how that corresponds to like everything about you. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles coming out, which is that separation card. So this is what they're showing me, except the light coming through there is extreme. It's like an aha moment. It's like da 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 da, and that you've discovered something about who you truly are, what the twin flame connection is truly about. And it feels like where there's been negativity in terms of your understanding of twin flame connection, you're going to move into what is acceptance of the twin flame connection, and actually placing it, giving a higher value to all of it, including the separation, because it's all got value. It's all for a reason. A lot of understandings of twin flame don't move beyond the egoic understanding, so they stay in this realm of, it's, the separation's a negative thing. Some of them even say being a twin flame is a negative thing. It's really hard work. And you look at it from a fundamental human level. Yes, it is, but it's not. It's not about being human. It's about beyond humanity. It's the light, right? It's about source. It's about you as a representation of source. So people say it's a hard work. Well, the truth is it's an important work, because it's an important work to be here in human form, but on a trajectory. And that trajectory is not a straight line. It is an expansion of energy. So it's a circle expanding in all directions, of becoming source, of becoming love, which is a true sense of compassion, which is oneness, which is acceptance. of everything that is, and of yourself, and of your whole self. And that is not just one road forward, right? It's not like let's get from A to Z as quickly as we can. That's like just let's just sit here and look around and see what is around me and what surrounds me, and understand my place in a bigger sense in the scheme of things, rather than trying to get somewhere, where you feel there'll be a resolution. The resolution is always there. It just comes from your sense of beingness within the terms of your being here, right? So the understanding is not like I'm human, therefore I must strive to get somewhere, and all these things that are interfering with my process forward are negative, i.e. being a twin flame is negative because it means I can't move forward, and it means that I feel like I'm stuck, and it means that I'm constantly up and down in my moods, and because I'm the masculine and the feminine, and all that fight that goes on and that resistance in like I just want to like get on with my life. It's like it's the opposite of that, basically. It's the coming all the way back in, and it's just like bringing it away from like the human factor of that striving to move forward to the aspirational striving to move forward to the higher self, to the let go of everything, right? Which is that I'm here to be whatever I am and do whatever I am, and therefore whatever it is that it's going on right now in my life is exactly as it's meant to be. And in that, there's nothing, right? There is no movement at all. There's just acceptance. And that's the arrival at source. It's just like it is what it is, right? And it's silence, basically. So, Four of Wands, vibrational self, like homecoming. So coming back to yourself somehow. And that acceptance of self as well. And just being comfortable, basically, in with whatever circumstances that you're in. And that is when you arrive at your point of attraction, when you receive everything that you desire, is when you're comfortable with the what is, with everything in your life, right? So that comfort has to come first. Wisdom, again, they're saying, right, you're going to receive a big like influx of light, enlightenment. That's right in the heart of the matter. And then fruition, Seven of Pentacles, and something drawing forward in the physical from that. So I think we said it before in another of the videos, it's like a penny dropping in a bowl of water, and the water goes equal in every single direction. Present moment, focus on the present moment. It's a penny dropping, right? Dropping from the tree, the apple dropping. And then the ripples that go out in exactly the same all the way around is accessing everything that's in your vibrational self, that surrounds your physical self, that allows movement of that vibrationally to come into the physical, right? So it brings you everything that you desire. And that's the wisdom there, right? That is the acceptance of the present moment. It's nothing more than that. And that means comfort in the present moment. That means feeling all right in the present moment. It's not about you have to feel like super, super brilliant. And it's obviously not about feeling absolutely terrible, but it's just feeling all right. It's like where the two sides meet, where the masculine and the feminine comes together at 0 point. It's just feeling okay to be alive. It's as simple as that, right? And there's silence, because in that okay, there's nothing. There's no like, oh, but should have done this, or could have done that. What about this over there? There's none of that. There's no, it's just all right. Here we go. This is fine. Five of Wands, change coming in regard to separation through this lucid moment that you're going to receive here in the Knight of Swords, a clarity around acceptance of the present moment. Sun, good, feeling good. So that's all that feeling good is, right? It's just acceptance of the present moment, not needing anything to be different, not needing, but also it doesn't mean everything's fine. You could have several things circling you in the physical domain that if you want to focus on them not being right, you could zone in on that and say, well, that's not right, that needs to change. It doesn't mean that everything is fine. It just means that your focus is not on those things. Your focus is only on letting go of those things. I'm all right. Despite all those things that I could focus on, I'm not focusing on them. I'm just feeling all right with what is. It's like they say, the fool sitting on the hill, right? It's like a brand new journey because you're just not registering anything that's wrong. You know what it's like? Actually, what it's like is in Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets, where they the tutor they've got, who's the one that writes the book, that thinks he knows everything but it's all a facade, gets hit on the head with a rock, and he's sitting there in the cave with his head spinning going, who am I again? It's that, right? It's just accept everything's fine again. All his machinations are gone. All his like wanting everything to be different is gone. He just is the fool on the hill, basically. Two of Swords, head over heart. So it's about a change in that, in terms of like trying to move forward, push forward through ego, and it's about accessing your heart, which is just to let go. And underneath we've got go with the flow, the Queen of Cups. So that's the let go as well. So you're going to be letting go. Hermit, pain and suffering. So when you are in the present moment in a state of comfort, which means just not having to like ask somebody, will this be okay? Will that be okay? You know, what's going to happen about this? What's going to happen about that? When you're just like, it's all okay, whatever it is. What isn't okay is if I worry about whatever it is. That's the only thing that I need to know, is to just not worry about whatever it is. Not ask, is it going to be okay or should it be different? Just accept it as is and not worry about it as is. And in that, the pain goes, right? The power of now. It's Eckhart Tolle sitting on a park bench. Eckhart Tolle. Okay, Queen of Cups. State of no mind, Four of Swords. So entering into a state of no mind. Two of Wands, guided. That Page of Wands, you got guided there by vibrational self. And Six of Clubs, which is twin flame reunion. So it's accessing the space of reunion, basically, which is a state of no mind. Your reunion doesn't come through worry, doesn't come through stress, it doesn't come through striving, it doesn't come through saying anything's wrong, it doesn't come through complaining about the person that's your twin, because remember, they live inside of you, and that's not love. And that's the lesson for everybody that does that, and some people do. And if they're doing it, the lesson is to come back to self. And, you know, I mean, intrinsically, none of us are perfect. Nobody can be perfect. But everybody's all right exactly as they are. Right? It's like a hands-off experience. It's like you just come back to self. Do you love yourself? Stop thinking about everybody else. Let go of them and just love yourself. And if everybody did that and they love themselves, then there would be no harm done. So it's the judgment that causes the pain, and it's the love that stops the pain. But that's the loving the self and letting go of everyone else instead of judging everyone else and not focusing on the self. That will perpetuate the pain. So let go of everyone else, focus on the self, love for self. And that means no judgment, which is acceptance of yourself and your present circumstances. And that's ending the separation, they're saying. That's the end to separation. Got separation there, resistance. So the resistance that causes the separation, the Seven of Wands resistance, is the judgment and the lack of love. Change, Five of Wands, judgment. Ha! Change the judgment on the separation. So you're getting some clarity around your separation, and you're going to stop judging it in the way that you have. You're going to start accepting the separation for what it is. This is for me to open up to the light within and become source, and that means become love. And that means stop judging self. And like the penny that drops in the pond and it ripples out, when you stop judging yourself, you stop judging others, because you learn to not judge. Clarity, Knight of Swords and Knight of Cups, which is love coming in on the clarity. So love comes from love, basically. Love for the self engenders love for others. Sun, good. And brain, Queen of Swords. So it's like it starts in the brain, basically. It's the thinking mechanism, right? And I'm just going to tell you that they said just shut up. So I'm not saying it to you. I don't want to be offensive. But they said, because sometimes your mind runs away right inside yourself, and it's like all going on and on and on about this and that and this and that, and this isn't right and that isn't right, and and if that was different, this would be better, and right, which is the Two of Swords, which prevents the feeling of goodness, the feeling of love, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of everything's all right as it is. And twin flame connection, twin flame reunion can't come until that's done and that's over and finished inside of you. And Nine of Wands, wounded warrior, homecoming. So you come home to yourself inside yourself, and they come home to you outside of yourself. It's the same within as it is without. Seven of Pentacles, fruition and manifestation. And the Magician and number one, right? And something brand new coming from having all your ducks in a row, which means you're hand off every single thing. So you're not in your emotions and thrashing those around and denying or trying to change or wanting them to feel different. You're not in your mentality and thrashing it around and saying this isn't right and that should be different. You're not looking at your physicality and thrashing it around and saying it should be different. And vibrationally, you're allowing the vibration to just circulate around you and bring it all into alignment by holding his hands up like he's the magician, which he's a magician, and he's just letting everything do the work. He's like holding it at bay, right? It's like hands off experience. It's the power of now. It's the present moment. It's the power of being focused on being in a let go in the present moment. That everything else. So it's let go of emotions, mind, physical. I mean, you don't have to let go of your vibrational, because how would you do that? You can't let go of your vibrational. Vibrational is taking care of everything whilst you let go of everything else. So that's just a given, right? In a sense, you always let go of your vibration because it works without it's not like part of the human operating system. It's not the part of the mainframe. It's like from beyond, right? It's your multidimensional self. So that's that for Aries. Leave you with that. Lots of love. Hope you have a great month. Bye.